this is probably one of the best courses that you're gonna see on how to maximize and optimize your average order value like a pro. And just so you can see that I know what I'm talking about, we work mainly with 7, 8, and 9-figure businesses on Shopify, and every time they come to us, after a couple months, they see explosive growth. Not only that, we do not necessarily focus on what are the cosmetics of the site, but what are their unit economics, trying to understand what is their biggest bottleneck and then fixing it, and then they experience growth, just like these brands that I'm showing you here. So as a disclaimer, everything that I'm gonna show you in this video works. I'm gonna get very, very tactical, so you can actually take action after watching this video. So as a reference, please do not implement everything that I'm gonna say, but try to test, because every single business is different. What works for one business is not gonna work for the other one. And frankly, AOV is one of the biggest bottlenecks in almost every e-com store. And when I talk about AOV, it's also pricing, it's your front-end offer, it's your back-end offer. If you just manage to fix this bit by bit and see what is the sweet spot, you're gonna manage to have significant growth. You have to be very mindful. If you just are obsessed about increasing your AOV too much, your conversion rate as you scale will obviously decrease, and your CPA might increase as well. And I have a story with a founder that came to us, and initially what we did, we scaled up his business by moving from single products to 3-packs, and then we saw that the 3-packs became their bestseller. Then we moved to 4-packs. They also performed super well. Then we saw that 10-packs became their #1 bestseller, but his conversion rate decreased, which was fine. The revenue per visitor was sort of flat, that the AOV increased too much. Their CPA also increased quite a lot. So they were almost at the same spot as they were before. So then we had to kind of like find the middle spot, which was the 4th 3-pack still, but with a different type of offer. So this is why you need to test and see whatever works for your brand. You need to find the sweet spot, but you still have to keep in mind that you need to shoot for a higher AOV so that you can afford that higher CPA, so you can grow with a healthier margin and grab that piece of market share. Cool. So now, what is the first thing that everyone should be focusing on when it comes to CRO is their front end offer. This is the most important lever, and your revenue per visitor should be your North Star. Not AOV, not CVR, but it's the revenue per visitor. And here are a couple examples. So BOGO, buy 2 get 1 free, buy 3 get 1 free, buy 3 get 2 free. You have to play around and see whatever works for you. The other one that I've seen working is quantity breaks. You buy 2, you get 30% off, and you just like making people buy a lot more at a bigger discount. Build your own bundle. I think it's such a good way on maximizing AOV, because customers now, they have the flexibility to just mix and match whatever they want to buy. This works incredibly well for fashion and stores that have multiple SKUs primarily. Another one is free gifts. This is like digital, physical. You have a cleaning guide, how to, and you insert that specific pain point. It can be how to be less stressed when you are having the menopause, stuff like this. You can offer free mugs, a free t-shirt with their brand or with their logo, because this specific thing increases the perceived value of your offer. The subscribe and save, the bonus here, the key thing on how to have a very effective subscription offer is that specific gift has to sell that specific subscription. So get around $50 worth of dog toys when you subscribe to monthly food. Obviously membership, VIP, this is going to help a lot with MRR. And you can also have and mix and match and play around with your guarantee and with your warranty. You don't necessarily have to give them for free, but you can charge for extended protection. We made a lot of money for our clients just by they were already offering it for like free. Now we're actually charging for it for an extended period of time instead of 1 year to 2 years. So now they make a lot more money. These are a couple offers, structures that I highly recommend you to test. You can pause the video, check them out, but there are so many more. And once you're gonna see the full video, you're gonna see that this is just like a puzzle, you know, and you can mix and match and test whatever works for you. Don't just like, as I didn't even show you this, but don't be a monkey. Like always split test and see whatever works for your brand. Don't just copy a different competitor and hope for the best, because you always have to question. If your competitor has a different avatar, a different price point, a different positioning in the market than you, then you need to split test and see what works for you. Now, here are a couple pro tips, and this is where I'm getting a little bit more technical, is a couple framing techniques. So an anchor offer is show the entry, the most expensive product and bundle first if you're offering like 3 options. Now the second one is the default selection trick, which says that usually the pre-selected offer, let's say is like you buy 2, you get 1 free, that's going to be your main AOV. So you just have to see based on revenue per visitor by studying your data, see which one customers like to take the most, and just select like pre-select the one that it's the best for you, and make sure you test it. You can also pair it like most popular, best value. This is like a simple best practice to do. Now the third one is naming your bundles. I've seen crazy good results with this. You can add like fastest results kit, starter pack, family pack, 30-day reset. Just get creative and try to think of the outcome that your customers want to achieve with that specific offer. Now, the last one is bundle framing. Never say 20% off if you can say like get one for free. Usually the free gift works a lot better than the discount. The math is almost the same, but the perception is not, because they are feeling like they are getting something for free and it seems like a better deal for them. Cool. So again, I want to emphasize, make sure that you optimize your front-end offer. I would say even after 8 figures, once you hit 8 figures, you would still have to obsessively focus on trying to see what is the best offer for you. Usually this is what we are focusing on for our clients, to try to see how we can scale them, because that's usually your number one bottleneck. So now the second way on how you can increase or just optimize your average order value is by playing around with the price. You need to test out your price until you find the sweet spot as well. Don't just try to go for the higher AOV, higher pricing, because it's just going to hurt your brand. It might hurt your front-end metrics like your CPAs. You have to be very mindful of this. Price changes the perception, and the test that we usually go for is the high-low test. You test $10 to $20 higher first. You might increase your margin and you might keep the same conversion rate, or you can just test $10 to $20 lower. Depending on your product, you can go between 5, 10, or 10, 20 or 10, 15 to see what is the exact sweet spot. And if the conversion rate is going to increase here, even if your price decreases, your CPA might decrease as well. So you're going to be able to see a tremendous amount of growth. I have a video on my YouTube channel about this, on how we actually decreased the shipping price and we made it free for everyone. And as a result, the brand grew like crazy. The same principles applies with the price too. Also, you're not looking to optimize just the conversion and AOV. Revenue per visitor, again, just to remind you, is the number one North Star. Cool. Now, these are a couple, again, tactical framing techniques that are going to help you make more money per customer. The number one is charm pricing. This is the $99 effect. So a $49.99 feels meaningfully cheaper than $50, and I'm going to tell you when it's a bit better. This works best on entry level or impulse products, but the round numbers can work better for premium luxury positioning. So you just got to test both and see whatever works for you. Now, the second one is the decoy pricing. You can offer 3 tiers where the middle option is actually what you want them to buy, or the third option, as an example here, $39.69, and you add the best value badge here, and then you have a very high $119, and this one is just there just to anchor the mid one as being the best option for them. And some people might even take the $119 one just because you have it there. Now, the second example, you can add on the third unit just a $3 more or like a $5 more, and this one suddenly feels stupid not to take this. So you can just play around with the price and see whatever works for you. This is, again, it's just a game of trying different combinations until you find whatever works the best for you. Cool. Now, third one is reframe the price per unit. This is so fucking powerful. Break down the price into smallest logical units so it feels trivial. So less than $2 a day. It's $1.3 per serving. This is cheaper than your daily coffee. This reframing makes such a big difference, because they're like, oh yeah, it's actually pretty fair price. And if you wouldn't have this, they would just be like, oh, this is quite expensive. So by just reframing it that way, first, now your customers are gonna just not see like such a big commitment, such a big investment, and they're just gonna say, yeah, but it's quite reasonable. So just try this one. It's very powerful. We had a lot of wins with this specific strategy. Now, the fourth one, this is, I would say, so underrated, so simple and so effective. I have some examples here. So this was a now frame. This is a classic one. I think Walmart uses this one. It just trained customers' mind in an unbelievable way. So instead of just having the classic 129 crossed and then you just have the basic price, you just say was 139 and now it's this price. The anchor has to be plausible. So if nobody would ever pay 129, like, don't offer it. Just add like an actual price that people would pay for it, you know? It works harder when you add a reason like launch price, limited bundle discount, stuff like that. You can pair it with an urgency, but I've seen work just having it like this. These are from our clients, and these were one of our biggest wins like ever. So instead of just having it like crossed and then just the price next to it, like most brands are doing, you're just having original price was, and then you just have half price. You're mentioning that it's half price, and then, for example, here we outside an extra 20% off, and it just made people just be like, wow, this is such a good deal. It's the same thing here. This is exactly what we did. It just emphasizes the difference in the price, and it makes it like such a better deal than it used to be. Cool. Now, the third biggest lever on optimizing your average order value and making a lot more money per visitor is the pre-purchase upsells. There are 3 types. So it's the first one is in PDP, then it's cart, and it's checkout. I'm going to break down each of them. So on the PDP, Amazon trained your customers to expect this. So frequently bought together works really well, but how you do this as a pro is not just like frequently bought together. You go when you are seeing complete the routine. This is complete the kit. The framing works better than the generic. So this is why words are so important. Copywriting is so important when you're having a website. It just makes it like this is the next natural step for them to take. You know what I mean? Now in the cart, the product name here needs to sell itself without the click. So you're not saying just omega-3 fish oil. It literally tells them almost nothing about why they actually should take it. But for example, if you're selling supplements for dogs as a complimentary upsell, you can frame it like joint and mobility support. And then you just say pairs with your dog's food if they have in the cart like dog food. This tells them exactly why they should add it, because it pairs well with whatever they have in their cart. And you can personalize that as well. So test benefit lead names specifically for cart placement, and just have it different than the random supplement that you're having in there. Just tell them why they should take it, because it pairs well with magnesium or whatever it is, whatever the product you're selling. So last is the checkout. Now here I would say it works, but it has to be something low ticket, very high relevance, and it requires zero decision-making process. So for example, $8.99, add the travel case to your order, and you just, like most customers, grab this. Aim for 30% take rate. This should print for you. Cool. Now, the next step is the shipping upsells. So I think this is so underrated. People do not necessarily leverage this enough. And I think here there are so many options to go about it. So the first one is the basic shipping price. The biggest mistake is that I see founders they see free shipping. My competitor is doing free shipping. I'm also doing free shipping. No, you should test on your own. And I'm a big fan of charging shipping, but I also have seen it work better with free shipping because the conversion rate outweighed the AOV. And then it just had a higher revenue per visitor. So then they made more money with free shipping. It actually made sense for them. Now in this case, a $7 shipping charge on a $60 order is an 11 price increase. The higher AOV, the less shipping cost matters to the buyer. So keep this in mind. So my recommendation would be charge 10% or less of the actual product price and just test different price points, like test 10, 15, 5, or just completely for free and just see whatever works for you. Now, the second one is test your free shipping threshold. And this is how you're going to do it the right way. You have to use your data. You have to look at your customer cohorts and see, let's say, whatever most of your customers are taking where the AOV kind of is, let's say is $80, you would put it somewhere around 100 or maybe 95. And you should test in $10 increments or just decrease it. For example, you could have $80 AOV, move it to 85. And then you just have some no-brainer upsells along the way, cart or checkout, and they will just boom, they will just take it. And the last one is package protection and priority processing. This one is pure profit, but don't be just like any other dropshipper, bro. You need to honor it. If you offer the option, actually talk with your fulfillment center and make sure that you're actually doing this. So offer protection, check out $3-6 depending on order value, and you frame it correctly like this. You protect your order against loss, damage, or theft. This is a simple one. Take rates can be very, very high, especially for high ticket products. I've seen this work really, really well. Priority processing, I would say, works much better in Black Friday, holiday season, product launches, stuff like this. So I think you can just mention like your order gets processed and shipped first or faster, or just like skip the queue. These are a couple of framing that I would recommend. Now, the last one, which I think, again, people do not necessarily focus that much on the whole funnel, but the post-purchase upsell is so fucking important to actually A/B test as many combinations as possible. This is the one with the lowest amount of risk. The highest margin. You can be super fucking aggressive because your CPA has already been paid, right? So most people just set after sell and like forget about it. But in my experience, the more you test, you can test different type of copy, different products, different combinations, different upsells and downsells if they don't take the first option. So for our clients, we are shooting for 10% plus take rate. If yours is under 5%, you got more A/B testing to do. So you can offer a significant discount because you have almost nothing to lose. This is just pure profit. You can cross-sell or sell the same product at a better price. And high AOV offers work here as well. So yeah, just you need to test it. Now, this is how you take it to the next level. So you can just, it's about framing. Normally $79, yours for $39 today, only because you just order, or this offer disappears when you leave this page. This adds some sort of urgency or scarcity. Or as a thank you for your order, here's something we don't offer anyone else on the website. So if your take rate sucks, add another freebie that ideally costs $0 for you or close to $0. Add this to your order and we'll throw it in for free. So yeah, now if you're a brand owner making over $300K per month and you would want to work with me or my team to scale your brand, check out the link in the description, book a call, and let's see if you are a fit. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.